moves out of the way so the corner can be taken. Comes in low, headed out, a good header, and Mills gets a foot to it, just clear it anywhere. Kettering push out, it's put back in again though to the number 26, McLaughlin. He puts one, it's cleared though this time by Anderson, and a long ball for Powell to chase, and it's a chase which he's going to win. He does so, gets inside here, he's got nobody with him at the moment, and done very well to keep the ball in under constant pressure. Still has the ball, Powell. Flicks it out to McGrath. McGrath now finds Mills. Mills right-footed. Puts the ball in. Poor from Mills, though. Arrives at Richards. Might try a shot. Can't. Plays it square to the other side. There's Fryatt. Plays it out to Storer. Storer. Long ball down here for Kennedy. Kennedy in an unusual position down by the corner flag. Comes inside. Still Storer with it. Has to play the ball to Mills. To Richards. Richards might shoot. Does. Shoots and blazes it over the bar. Goal kick to the hosts.
Yeah, sorry, we had, I don't really know, it's a completely new issue, it's a one-off issue in the fact that the laptop just completely gave up. We're back on, unfortunately. It does mean that we've had to lose the clock and the team lineups, so we'll bring you those as best we can. You haven't missed a lot whilst we've been off to the start of the second half. A few half chances here and there, but not really a lot has gone on, to be honest, but we should be back up and running now.
Throw in to York City just over the halfway line. McGrath gives the ball back to the York player, who then tosses it to another York player. I think that's Newton, captain and goal scorer. McGrath holding the number 11 there, Bunn, but goes out of play. So Kettering Town throw in. Kettering certainly have had chances in this game to get back on level terms, but a combination of very, very good blocking and goalkeeping saves have denied anything for Kettering. And Anderson there thought he'd hurt himself with that ball. He's looking at his foot. Goes out for a Kettering Town throw. Perry has it in his hands. Throws it to Anderson. Anderson about 4 yards inside in the half. Gets the ball back from Milne. Squares it to Fryatt, who's got a stretch. Does well, Fryatt. Still Fryatt. Is he going to unleash one? He might. Still Fryatt. Still Fryatt. And then he loses the ball. Gets it to McGrath, though. McGrath on the edge of the penalty area. McGrath squares it to Kennedy. Kennedy, we know, can shoot from range. Is he going to let one loose? He is. It fires. It ricochets off his own player and is cleared by York City eventually. Again, no look for the Poppers when it gets into that penalty area. Just blasted anywhere by York City. Graham underneath it. It reaches McGrath. He finds Anderson, but good ball from Anderson. What can Kettering do from this? Right in the corner flag. Comes in left footed here, is stretched out, and that is a corner for Kettering. What are they going to do from this corner kick, Ed?
Yeah, wonderful pass out, wasn't it, from Anderson? Crossfield, pinpoint to Gary Storer, who I thought maybe could have gone back to Powell, but he tried to dispatch a low cross in. He's won a corner for his troubles, in all fairness. So he's not done awfully, but we have a chance now to get the ball in. No Sharp on the pitch. McGrath will take it instead. Left-footed. His deliveries so far this season have been good. Now I've said that, he's going to punt it straight into the first man. He doesn't. Kettering have a man on the ground. Foul against Kettering. And cries of no way, says Kyle Perry, as he was the man on the deck.
Well, Kettering just can't get any of these melees, the tap-ins in, can they? They've had numerous chances in that 6-yard box, but luck is against. I know you make your own luck, all these cliches, but certainly nothing going Kettering's way. And it looks like that York are going to make their third and final substitution of the evening. Kettering having made just that one at half-time. McGrath replacing Reece Sharp. And it's going to be Jameson with the goal kick. Long towards Luke Graham, who's underneath this. Luke Graham wins the header, but goes straight to a York player. Graham again clears it, punts it anywhere towards Powell, but it's cleared by Newton.
Oh, ref!
And there's a foul.
Well,
there.
that's
Now,
an elbow. That is an elbow.
That is an elbow, and I suppose we're going to get nothing this time as well from the
well,
referee.
That was Gary Storer had not got off the ground, and arm was flung in his face, and I have to say that. Well, you see that in the Premier League, it's a red card. It will be a yellow card for the York City man. I'm not overly sure how an elbow to the face is only classed as a yellow these days, but it is. And the York City man will go in the book, just to the disgust of Kettering players Milnes and Kennedy. Aghast with the referee that that's only a yellow card. Arms flung wide from Kennedy and Milnes. Spratt in the book. Storer still down.
Spratt possibly misheard, of course.
Careful. Well, that one, there was the one on Graham in the first half by the now substituted
Cassidy.
number 9 Cassidy, which Kettering thought was Stonewall. In all fairness, that was in a melee of players. We couldn't see that one. That one was a little bit naughty from Spratt. He's led with his elbow. He's had a backward motion as he's jumped. I've seen them give him. I've seen.
Well,
them
as you
give
say,
him.
if that had been in the Premiership, he'd have
Well,
been walking.
Storer has some kind of
bandage
on his head. He's holding it there, though. It's not a put-in bandage. The referee will surely have to allow as much time as necessary, as this is a head injury. It could look like a nasty one as well for Gary Storer, of course. Thankfully not as nastily as we saw Raul Jimenez in the Premier League get, who I did see on Wolves' Twitter feed is now out of hospital and recovering well from his fractured skull. Yeah, the old Terry Butcher bandage is going around the head of Gary Storer. He'll have to go through the concussion protocol, of course, as it's a head injury. It's a player that Kettering don't want to lose, really, Gary Storer.
No, he's had a good game tonight.
Has a good game every game.
He does, puts in 100%, and that was an appalling foul on him. Totally seen by the referee, who's given another appalling decision.
Well, I mean,
in your ref watch, how would you go along with your ref watch this?
I'm not allowed to do ref watch on air anymore.
Well, John Dunham has said that you can.
Yes, well, no, he hasn't said I can do it on air. He said I can do it on Twitter after the match, which I'm sure I will do. Yeah, Storer is now going through the concussion protocol. Referee, of course, allowing as much time as necessary for this, because you don't want to move a player who has a potential concussion. Apologies, we're not overly sure how long has gone in this second half. We lost the use of our clock when the stream went down. Unfortunately, everything on the laptop completely burst, so we're unfortunately a little bit out of the loop. There's no scoreboard here at Bootham Crescent with the score on.
There's very little at Bootham
We've
Crescent.
had the
There's
luxury
no
of a scoreboard.
Conveniences. There's no team sheets.
Yes, that was interesting. When I went to use the conveniences at half-time, the gents, it was completely pitch black. I was instructed by the stewards to use the ladies. Of course, I had to make sure that there were no females present in.
Well, it is a transgender society these days,
no,
isn't it?
let's not get into that. But yes, interesting setup from York City here. Gary Storer is being led off the pitch. He can stay on if he wants because it's a booking, although I think because it's a head injury and concussion protocol, he has to come off the pitch, and in fact he's going to get some more robust bandaging because that's already leaked. Oh, that's a nasty, nasty collision. Awful collision in the penalty area, although both players are back up. That looked and sounded like it could be a lot worse. Thankfully both players okay. I think it was boots coming together rather than heads. Oh, and Perry's down again this time. Nothing from the referee. Perry's on the deck. He was hauled to the floor by the York City player. Nothing given this time.
The referee's
Paul
losing
Cox
this game, isn't he?
Yes, he is actually. And it's, I have to say, since the second half started, he's started to lose it a little bit in the first half. It got very feisty. This second half is no different. He's going to give a foul for that as well, isn't he? Despite Kettering winning the ball. Substitution, and I bet it will be the yellow carded player who comes off. It's the 16 coming off. I now have lost the ability for a team sheet, so you'll have to tell me.
Yeah, it's Ollie Dyson that is walking off the pitch. It's their third substitution. Kettering, of course, reduced to 10 men at the moment as as Storer receiving more treatment. Paul Cox.
Yeah, it's a nasty one. It's leaking through the second
through the
bandage
bandages.
now.
Yeah, it is a nasty.
I have to say, I'm really not sure how you can't class that as dangerous play.
Yeah.
You can't lead in with your elbow. I mean, look at the amount of blood that's coming out of Gary Storer at the moment. If that's not dangerous play, I don't know what is. The lad's not won the ball. He's gone straight through Gary Storer's head with his elbow. I have to be honest. Look at the outcome. You just have to look at the outcome to know it was dangerous.
Storer won't be allowed to go on with.
Not with that, I'm afraid.
He
has to be checked before he's allowed on, because it's a blood injury, and I think he'll be told that it's not sufficient. He's offside.
Is the number 7 who continues with it.
Ball in the back of the net anyway. Linesman saying he has to come down to the linesman. Oh, now he's been told to the referee. They'll make their mind up between the two of them. Right, referee's happy with the stoppage of the leakage of blood from Gary Storer's forehead. Bandage is on. It is a little bit Terry Butcher-esque. There is a patch of red coming out the front of it.
Looks like a kamikaze pilot.
Yes, he does actually. He's not leaking though, which is the main issue. You may take that whichever way you want.
Storer now does get the ball and plays it out wide.
We'll put that down to concussion.
Yep.
He placed the ball straight out of play for a throw-in. Second half hasn't really been as exciting, shall we say, as the first. First half, though,
dirty, hasn't it?
It has been rather dirty. No real clear-cut chance. There's not really been a play of nice football. It's all been, well, pretty scrappy, to be honest. Kettering will do their best, of course, but it is going to be training ground attack versus defence. And, of course, York City know if they can nick a goal from somewhere, it's going to be game over. That's a long ball forward. Adam Collin needs to deal with this. He's backwards and forwards. Graham's done well. He's fouled. Yeah, no, he is. And there's disgust from the York City bench, but he's all over Luke Graham there. He's going left, and he's dragged him left. And he's going right, and he's dragged him right. And eventually Luke Graham's legs give way under the persistent tugging of the York City player.
That's the new lad that's just come on, isn't it, Renshaw?
Yeah, a bit too eager. He's very small, actually. I don't know whether that's just because he stood next to Ryan Fryatt, but he's looks like he could be small and quick. Yeah, Yorker setting up for a counter here, aren't they? Stay stout defensively, and if we can hit it big going forward, we've got a small, quick man who can run after it. And the goalkeeper for York City has it in his hands. He's going to take his time over it. York are going to look to kill this game, it has to be said. Rachel, the physio, is still out on the touchline looking mildly concerned. I'm not overly sure who she's concerned for as the ball goes straight up play for throwing halfway inside the Kettering half, but usually Rachel is sat on the bench until such time as she's needed. She is right on the touchline in discussion with John Ramshaw and Paul Cox. I don't know whether there's still some concern for Gary Storer or whether there's some concern for someone else, but she has now gone to sit back down, which is good to see. Not that we don't like seeing Rachel, of course, but when she's out on the touchline, it means something's wrong. Ball back to Javan Anderson. Anderson, it's not a great ball down the line, and McGrath does just clip the number 6 halfway in the pitch, and it will be a free kick. So chance here for York to get the ball into the box. They're not committing really anyone forward, it has to be said. It looks like it's, like I said, attack versus defence. Hit long. Fryatt loses the header. Graham underneath it. Should be brought down by McGrath. It is. He turns and plays it to Milnes. Milnes. Powell is screaming for it. Milnes eventually dispatches it that way, but it's poor. It's very scrappy, just heads in the air. It's Luke Graham's a pained shout for something. Kennedy can't get it past. It's Milnes. Milnes gets it through to Powell. Powell might have a chance to do something here. He's going to get a corner, is it? No, it's not going to go out of play for Kettering. Of course it isn't. The way Kettering's luck has been recently. Yeah, Kettering throw in. It is off the boot of the York City wide man, and it's going to be Javan Anderson to take this one. Looks to take it quickly. There's no easy option though. Again, we apologise for the lack of clock and team sheets on the screen. We had a technical issue at the start of the second half, and unfortunately the laptop completely died and saved nothing of the game. So we carry on. Ball's down to Perry, who the linesman said is offside, and frustratingly, I think he's probably got that one right, and Perry knows he's got that one right. Silly, especially in the position Perry was in. He can see right down the line. Just not laziness, but unawareness of where he was. Kettering still have the 2 substitutions to make. The only substitution so far is McGrath on for Sharp.
Yeah, Sharp normally only lasts 45 minutes, isn't he, of games so far?
Yeah, surprising. I don't know whether he's not fit, but he's a good outlet for Kettering, it has to be said. Of course, we've got Josh Scott, Ashanti Price on the bench as well, who could be looking to come on in a forward. Jay Williams is more of a defensive.
No DeCarry Sheriff today.
No. So there are some options for Kettering should they want to get back into this or attempt to. That's gone all the way over everyone straight into Adam Collin, who is going to kick out of his hands, which he does. It's a bit of a sliced kick. He's looking for the heavily bandaged Storer. It bounces over him and goes to Kennedy. Now it is with Storer, whose ball forward is blocked. Richards gets in the way, clips down the line, over the head of Perry, but there's Milnes winning a header. Perry, Storer, nice little turn, although he's stopped in his tracks, and away come York City again. Good challenge that from Richards, and he's played it off the York man, says the referee. York City
not happy
bench
with that at all,
unhappy.
are they?
Although in all fairness, in
the
this sort of the tally of which way wrong decisions have gone, York are certainly gaining from the missed decisions from the referee. Poor throw in that.
That's a foul on Storer.
Well, Storer's in the wars, and the player was climbing all over him there. He's unhappy, but I see climbing all over Storer. Ben Stevens, the man, looking ready to come on. He's placed on his shirt. Be interesting to see who he comes on for. He's a midfielder, so you'd think Kennedy, Milnes or Richards. But of course, there may be a change of
Kennedy
shape.
will come off, that is for sure.
No. Right, McGrath then. On the far side, can whip this one in towards the goalkeeper. Ball in it is, not a bad ball. Headed away though. And chance out here for Powell. Powell in, headed away at the front post. Goal kick only.
Yep, another chance down the drain there. Kettering about to make a substitution, and it's going to be Ben Stevens. I also think Ashanti Price may be coming on as well. We'll have to see that, but definitely Stevens is stripped and ready. Won't be coming on just at the moment. This goal kick will be taken by Jameson. He's taken his time with it. That's 3 feints kicks he's made. Eventually gets us underway, wide towards Potts. Beaten to it by Anderson. Perry can't get there. And the ball arrives in Kettering's half. Collin comes out of his area, takes a touch, gets it to Anderson. Anderson carries on down the pitch, plays it left-footed towards Powell. I don't think Powell can get there. He can't, nor can the goalkeeper. Goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. And is this the chance Paul Cox will make to change his lineup? I think it is. Malk Lewis out there with the disco board. The linesman's got his flag up. It's going to be Ben Milnes who's being replaced by Ben Stevens. Stevens coming back from injury. He's been an unused substitute in the last 2 games, so he gets some minutes in this game.
Well, let's see what he can do on his return to competitive football. Goal kick taken. Oh no, it's not. What's going on here? Oh, because the linesman's not ready again. Oh, there's another substitution going on. Anderson rather limps off, and Price comes on. That puts it back to a more conventional back 4 with McGrath slotting in at left back. Graham, Fryatt, and Storer. Price on. Price looks like he's going on up top alongside Perry, and Powell goes out on the left. Just yet again put off by the sheer volume of the tannoy. Yeah, so 4-4-2 it may look like, or it could be. I'm not overly sure what we're playing here. Could
it is 4-4-2, I think. Look at that.
But who's on the right though? Because Stevens isn't. No, there's certainly three midfielders. Stevens gets his first touch of the ball for some time. Storer puts that one forward. Price with fresh legs is going to chase it, but won't get there before it goes out of play for a throw-in on the far side.
Looked like there might have been a slight injury to Anderson as
he certainly
came
limped off a little bit, didn't he?
He did his toe down here in the first half.
I noticed the start of the second half, wasn't it,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
So, back pass by McGrath to Colin, who's had to take a touch on this, and he gets rid of it towards Kennedy. He flicks it on, but it's back with McGrath. He finds Powell. Powell just on the halfway line. He's got two round him as he has all game. Back to McGrath. Towards Price. He can't win the ball. It's with Bunn. And it comes off the Kettering player, though, and will be a York City throw-in. Midway through this game, I presume, as we've got no clock.
Yeah, unfortunately, our technical issue means that we have lost the clock, but you are listening to Poppy's TV audio, sponsored by Elgood's Brewery, your local brewers, who hopefully will be supplying refreshments on Saturday against AFC Telford. All the details of how you can get tickets will be on later in this week.
Storer on the far side then gets the ball from Stevens to Kennedy. Kennedy sliding around, gets it back to Storer. Storer pumps it forward, but it's too heavy. And it's a slight by, but it's offside, is Perry. Referee says play on. Kettering got the ball from that.
Well,
That's
yeah,
advantage.
York City had, all the time to play it, no one challenging, and they might feel aggrieved if this goes in. It isn't, because there's a poor cross in, and York City will counter-attack now, and there's a chance here to kill the game off. It's on this right-hand side for York. Richens back defending. Taken over by the number 11. Stopped by Graham and Kennedy in tandem. Kennedy away. Price doesn't win the flick on. Oh, well, that has to say that probably was a York throw-in, but Kettering have benefited from it.
McGrath then walks down to take this throw-in. It's towards Price, beaten to it. Another throw into Kettering, another 10 yards advantage, taken quickly by McGrath towards Perry. Perry wins that, gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy flicks it on to Stevens. Can Stevens get anything on this? He's coming out, but the goalkeeper, Jameson, comes out to deny Stevens, and he slides down, takes the ball, and sits with it in the penalty area, getting up. That shirt still not massively muddy, Ed. Very disappointing. I was hoping to see that splattered with mud in this wet evening, although it has stopped raining, has stopped raining for quite a while now. But there's Graham underneath this from the goal kick. There's Milnes been fouled, and play brought back, fouled by Bunn. Bunn looks up into the heavens saying, what did I do that for? Or it wasn't me. But it's going to be Colin to take the free kick midway in Kettering's half. Only player of Kettering in his own half is the goalkeeper. We need to get a goal pretty quickly to make a game of this in the final embers of the game. It comes in and it's headed out. Stevens underneath it, but York get the ball clear, put in. Here's Perry. Perry might try a shot, can't place it out wide of Powell. Powell in the penalty area. Powell jigs one way, jigs the other. Has to go wide and got no help at all at the moment. Played out wide. There is McGrath, but still Powell doing ever so well with two players. Gets it in right-footed, headed out. Nobody there to mop up the pieces. Kennedy, though, does get to the ball first. Under pressure, plays it, squares it to Storer. Storer, right-footed, back into the area. Headed easily out by York. The player goes down, referee falls for it, and there's a foul.
Free kick for York. Players still down. Not a lot happening, I have to say.
Nothing's happening. The player is down. The referee was over the top of him. The goalkeeper's having a chat about what he wants for tea. Paul Cox just coming out to get on with it. And it is goalkeeper Jameson to finally get us back underway. 2-0 to the home side. Both goals within the first 7 minutes of this game. Long ball here, and there's a chance for the York substitute. Goes well. Might be a really good chance. Plays it in. Great save from Colin from Renshaw. And that goes for a corner. Got a good hand to it. And that's York's first chance of this second half. And it almost became the third goal. And there will be a corner on the far side. And I've just dropped me notes, so I can't see a thing.
Good effort there. Corner for York, as you said. It will be on that far side. It's going to be a left-footed swinging inwards. Oh, sorry, outwards, sorry. Taken short, actually. Back out to the corner taker. Oh, no one's really gone with him. He burst into the area. Goal kick, though. Good defence that from Kettering, but I say you're going to have to get a shift on. As Colin places the ball on the 6-yard box. Apologies for that. The laptop completely turned off. I don't know if you were still with us. I'm not overly sure what's going on today. It's been an interesting day, to say the least, here at York City. We are trying the best with what we've got. Unfortunately, we are really running on empty with everything at the moment. York still have the ball in their own half. Not overly sure how much time is left. Cut out by the bandaged Storer, headed back on. And Perry's just headed that straight through to allow York City to attack. Poor back header from the big man for Kettering. Here they come forward again. Renshaw out to this right hand side now. That's with the 6, Tinkler. Tinkler back to the number 7. Shrugs off Powell. Tinkler. Good interplay. Powell will have the pace to get there. Takes it away from Graham. Says, I'll deal with this. Then passes it to Graham. Although he's got Renshaw there. Passes it back to Colin. Hits long. Brought down easily, though, by the York City defence. Unfortunately, it's going to be a case of Kettering just failing to get the ball forward in this second half. They were really, really good at the end of the first half, or actually for the majority of the first half after York went 2-0 up. But this second half, not really tested the York City keeper. And if it wasn't for a fine stop from Adam Collin in this second half, we'd have not a lot to talk about either in this second half. But McGrath takes his free kick into the York box, although it's come off a Kettering player, and York go away again. It's Renshaw against the bandaged Storer. Does well. Ball out of play for an York throw in, but Perry is down with a head injury. He tells the York City player who he feels who has inflicted the head injury on him to move away. There's a not happy Perry, and is it the captain? No, it's the number 30 for York City. Not happy with each other. Still words going on. He feels that there's face-to-face going on. Referee's not even looking. He's certainly not interested in this little tete-a-tete. Might be the spark, maybe, that gets Kettering ramped up for the final few moments of this second half. Clearance by the goalkeeper, brought down by McGraw. It isn't, though, because it's miscontrolled. It allows York to come forward again. Renshaw, who looks a threat, to be honest, when York do foray into the Kettering half, and that is a foul by McGrath.
Well, Kettering haven't scored a goal at Bootham Crescent since 2011, and I doubt the way it's going at the moment that they're going to and never will at Bootham Crescent.
Exactly, yeah. Ball in good, cut out by Graham. Stabbed through to Kennedy. Kennedy tries to play it wide. It was with his weaker foot, though. It was maybe a silly option. He had better. Trying to force the issue now, and I think that's going to cause an issue. That's going to be a Kettering throw-in. It's I don't know how the number 17 can see from over here that it's a York City throw. It certainly looked a Kettering throw from where I'm sat.
We will try and get an interview with Paul Cox later, which will appear on our website hopefully sometime tomorrow. See what he thinks of this game. Certainly a game Kettering have had a lot of possession, a lot of chances as McGrath feeds Callum Powell. Powell inside the penalty area. Goes down, it's a corner, and gives Kettering a chance to get another ball in. One of these days, one of these melees, Ed, might work and might stab one in. It doesn't look likely at the moment. Everything that Kettering have thrown at Yorkshire, the defence has held stoutly. And when Jameson has been called into play, he's done well. Corner comes in towards that back row. It's punched out by Jameson, being chased by... can't see who that is.
No, I can't see who it is on that far post.
But
played back to Richins anyway, whose shot is deflected wide. This will be a chance.
Again.
It was McGrath, because McGrath's already there to take the corner on that far side. So this will be swinging inwards. And like you say, Kettering feel they have to get a goal soon.
Well, time running out. It's certainly been a game where they've had ample chances to get back in the game, but not been able to take them. It's swung in towards the back post. Perry is there, gets the ball in. It's headed out. There's Milnes.
Richins, deflection, handball. It's worth a shout. It's actually clattered, I think, off the Kettering man as he's still on the deck.
Blocked by our own. The ball back with Colin, though, after all that from Storer. Kettering still have got all the players up. Colin plants it in. Down goes Perry again. And he's deemed to have fouled himself. They're both laying down. And Perry is the colour I wanted their goalkeeper to be in, the state that his kit's in.
Well, yeah, I mean, he has had something to do. This second half, admittedly, he's been unused. He made a wonderful save in the first half to keep it at 2-0. Had that gone in, it may have been a different story. But it will be a free kick, which the goalkeeper will take. There is a bit of mud on his shirt, though, which is nice to see. It'll give Kettering hope that they have tested him. And that kick has gone straight out of play for a Kettering throw-in. But it's right at the end of the pitch where York will want it. Storer thought twice about throwing it back to Colin, with the onrushing Renshaw cutting that avenue off. He's got nothing at all to go for here, Gary Storer. He has to go down the line and hope a Kettering man will win it. It does. It's Kennedy. Stevens lofts the ball towards Price. Price turning the number 30. It's going to be off Price, though. It was off Price. He's unhappy with the referee. He felt like he was being held.
Nothing going Kettering's way at the moment. I know you make your own look, but the Poppies certainly haven't had any at all today, really. And after that tragic first 7 minutes, which is going to cost them the game, it looks like, he's certainly been in this game against a side that's supposed to be one of the favourites who really don't look that good. But find themselves 2-0 up all the same. And they're pressing for a third. But won't get by Ryan Fryatt. Throw in on the far side. 2-0 to York City, the Minster men. Didn't see York Minster on our travels today. Storer gets the ball to Stevens, but then they lose the ball.
Well,
Storer
yeah, we're
gets it
approaching
back.
the 90th minute, because I can see the board being ready to tell us how much added we'll have on. We should have quite a bit. Gary Storer was down for a long time, and I think I've just seen... I'm going for 4 minutes because I've just seen the board, which says 4 minutes.
It should be a lot longer than that.
Well, yes, but Powell's in trouble. He's won a throw-in for Kettering.
So it looks like 4 minutes of added time are going to go on, and
Price into Kennedy. Kennedy all the way over to McGrath. McGrath has Price running through. That's who he finds. Back to goal, though, Ashanti Price. Powell on the left-hand side. Powell, right foot. Ball in. Not a bad ball in. Should be goalkeepers. The keeper has to punch it away. And, yeah, Perry's going to be adjudged to have fouled the goalkeeper and gets a booking for persistent fouling.
Yeah, the third Kettering player into the book, following Kennedy and Michael Richards.
Sponsors York Gin have nominated their Waitrose and partners York City Man of the Match, number 4, Sean Milton.
Off goes the ridiculously loud tannoy again for the 20 people in the stadium, which actually shakes me to my bones how loud it is, even with headphones
My
on.
spine became unattached
Yeah.
at the time when that went off, but they've given Sean Newton man of the match.
Well,
and
he's
that's
got both the goals, hasn't he, in the first 7
yeah.
minutes.
Penalty and a very good free kick that deceived the wall and Adam Collin. We're deep into added time now.
I hate to be the harbinger of doom, but I don't think Kettering are going to get anything out of this game now.
Well, if we do, I will run across this. No, I better not say that.
No, I will.
Form, and after the highs of winning on Saturday, it's the lows of defeat tonight. Kettering's mini revival of 4 games stopped.
Ends a 4-game unbeaten run for the Poppies, which included an incredible win at Kidderminster and a good draw away from home at Hereford. And in between that, a draw with Guiseley at the beginning of that, and then obviously Saturday's win at home to Blythe Spartans. Kettering will be, table-wise, probably about the place they expected to be at this point in the season. Of course, it's difficult to look at the table with the amount of games that teams have played and the amount of games in hand and such. But I don't think they'll be too unhappy with how the season's gone. There's probably a few. The start was maybe a bit disappointing for Paul Cox.
A huge ask coming here against a full-time team.
Of course it is.
I don't think there's been too much difference between the two teams.
No, there hasn't. Apart from that first 7 minutes. I think
Kettering were on the bus for the first 10 minutes.
You said that at half-time, and I do agree with you. They hadn't come off the bus. But, we'll move again against AFC Telford, as that's a foul in the middle of the park.
And, of course, tomorrow we find out the FA Trophy
draw.
Yes,
we do,
that is
second
a week
and
today,
third
on
round.
Tuesday the 15th, isn't it?
Yes,
the
hopefully
FA Trophy.
Tuesday the 15th is the second round, and the Saturday, if you win, is the third round. The FA leaving us a lot of time to prepare between the two rounds.
They don't think about logistics, do there? Anything else? It's just get these games played in this
and
time.
they'll both be at home, so you have an issue with programmes.
No, I
don't.
There won't be one.
No, but Telford, of course, on Saturday at home at Latimer Park. Fans will be allowed in